Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Giving Tuesday with Southern Dharma. I have the pleasure of sitting with the lovely teacher Mary Aubry. A little bit about Mary. Mary has been practicing meditation in the Vipassana tradition for 25 years. Her primary teachers have been Rodney Smith, Tara Brock, Lee Brasington, Joseph Goldstein, and Sharon Salzberg. Your first retreat you attended was here at Southern Dharma. Mary has also served on the board of Southern Dharma and has been teaching retreats since 2012, primarily in insight meditation, metta, and the jhanas. So Mary, it is so nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Georgiana. Thank you for inviting me.
And I was really surprised to hear that your first retreat was here at Southern Dharma all those years ago.
That's right. In fact, this was the only place here at Southern Dharma where I retreated for about 10 or 15 years. So I worked in Tennessee and could come over the mountain in 2 hours, and this was the most convenient place for me. So Southern Dharma is really my spiritual home.
And now you're living here.
Yes, it's a dream come true. I'm living in the practice community that is just up the hill from Southern Dharma, about a 10-minute walk. There are about 15 members of our community. We all have meditation in common, and most of us found out about the practice community through Southern Dharma. So it's a real wonderful community of meditators, and we get together quarterly. Not all of us live here full-time like I do, but everybody gets together quarterly, and we eat together, meditate together, and conduct business together. So.
Sounds like a great contemplative community.
It is.
Well, we're here today. It's the midst of the holiday season and really putting together all these teachings to help people wherever they are in this season to really ground and remember the practices. And so today you'll be sharing with us some Self-Metta, and I'm curious why you've chosen that topic.
Right. Well, I've been teaching retreats now for, 6 years, and classes even longer than that. And one of the comments I've received over and over from students is that they don't really get metta for themselves or other people. And then I started reflecting on my own comfort with metta, and remember that it took me at least 10 years before I got metta. And so I thought it would be nice to let that be the focus of a guided meditation for this program, especially at this time of year when we tend to be so stressed, expectations are so high, and really self-metta is good year-round. The Buddha said we could look the world over for someone more deserving of our metta than ourselves, and we would never find that person. And I think one of the reasons why that is so important, self-metta, is because it's hard to really extend it to others until we can really get it for ourselves. But aside from all that, it's also the antidote to aversion. So anytime we're feeling anger or jealousy, or any kind of aversive states whatsoever, even just disappointment, like when our expectations aren't met, self-metta is the perfect antidote. So I thought we would spend a little time luxuriating in self-metta today.
Well, I feel very ready for that.
Okay,
I'm
good.
excited.
Me too. So should I begin?
That sounds great.
Okay, great. So I have a bell here, and I'll go ahead and ring it to start the meditation, which will last about 15 minutes, and I'll ring it to end. And if you'll just get in a comfortable position, and I'm going to meditate, with us. So we'll get in a comfortable position, close our eyes if that's what seems comfortable, and just kind of block everything else out and take a few mindful breaths to just get started. The sound of one of my kitty cats. And I'll ring the bell. So the way that I like to get started with metta is to see if we can get a feeling of it energetically. And the best way that I know how to do that is to bring to mind someone it's easy for me to love. For me, it's my 12-year-old granddaughter, Georgia. So I bring her to mind. But whoever it is for you, it might be a pet. It could be a dear friend. Anyone who you find it easy to love. So if you can just bring that person to your mind's eye and let your heart be touched by how you feel for this person or pet. And we'll just stay here for a little while, really touching into this feeling that we have for this being whom we find it easy to love. We might notice a tingling sensation in the chest area. Or for me, sometimes it's, a little bit of heaviness in the chest area. Like I can really feel the heart area distinct from other areas. And it's got a little heaviness to it, like the heaviness in a good way of my love. Just breathing into the area where you're feeling this love and letting it grow. And you can keep this person or pet in your mind's eye as long as you need to really get this feeling of love going. You might even have a smile on your face thinking of this wonderful being. And so when you're ready, just, on the inhales, just kind of breathe in this love, and on the exhale, spread it out a little bit throughout your body. The main thing is to just be feeling the love. letting it grow. And you're welcome to keep this loved being in your mind's eye, or you can let this being recede to the background, leaving you with the love. And so you're just sort of breathing in love and breathing out love. And letting yourself energetically feel it and let it spread. So that little by little, you're filled with metta from yourself to yourself. Breathing it in and spreading it around on the out breath. Letting your entire being be bathed in self-metta, self-regard, unconditional love, full presence, kindliness. So you're both generating it and you're receiving it. And spreading it. Letting it fill you up. And just like with any other meditation, when you get distracted, after you wake up from the distraction, just come back to generating and receiving your own self-regard. I like a story that Sharon Salzberg tells in her book on loving kindness, where a friend was going to visit the Karmapa, a high dignitary in the Tibetan tradition. And the friend was honored to actually have a one-on-one interview with the Karmapa. And the friend came back and told Sharon about the meeting and relayed to Sharon that she had never felt that anyone was more purely present to her before in her life. This full presence. Sharon said that is metta. When we can give our full presence. And that's what we're doing now for ourselves. We're giving ourselves our full presence. Generating and receiving our full presence. In the midst of distractions, fallen expectations, stress, greed, bewilderment, in the midst of life's ups and downs, being fully present to our own beings. With love and kindness and regard. Namaste.
What an heart-opening practice.
I'm so glad. My kitty cat Lucy loved it too.
Yes. Is your heart warmer too now? I found that feeling as I think of a loved one and allow that love to just grow. Noticing that tenderness that comes into the heart at the same time, and it's a little shaky. And for me, it was that noticing of breathing into it, and through that, it felt like it's like that little bit of courage to be with that tender moment, with that vulnerability, which I really think love and metta requires.
Yeah. I think courage is all about heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's that's one of my favorite words actually, because in French, the breakdown, core of heart, and age of aging, of wisdom, and so I think courage takes both of those, balance of heart and wisdom.
Yeah. Good. Very good.
So I'm wondering if you have any recommendations as we work to practice this in daily life when we're surrounded by family. Touching back into it, sometimes it can be easy to go into old messages or old stories, feeling unworthy, or so how can we really cultivate and support ourselves during this time with this practice?
Well, you saw what 15 minutes can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you can just carve out 15 minutes, at night before you go to bed, or first thing in the morning, or even at your desk at work, close the door. I mean, Self-Metta is transforming.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, I just think you can just devote a whole sit to metta, and it is transforming. Any aversive state is let go of. Any aversive state. So it's just a wholesome mind state that we can have instead of an unwholesome one. And it changes everything.
How we interact with ourselves, those around us.
Yeah. It's a 15 minutes that is worth carving out for ourselves, as much as we need.
Yeah, I think I definitely need more than 15 many days.
Right.
It's that touching into it again and again.
Yeah, so I have devoted a whole 45 minutes to nothing but self-metta when I've needed to. So, yeah. You can't have too much of it.
Thank you again
You're
for
welcome.
This practice.
You're so welcome.
For sharing with our wider community.
You're so welcome, Georgina. It's my pleasure. Yeah. May we all learn to give ourselves metta and to bring it to perfection.